What is up? What's up? What's up? I'm gonna wait until some more people get up in here because the YouTube has been lagging a little bit. So we're good on TikTok. Let's see. Are we good on YouTube? Okay, you guys can see me. I cannot believe that it's Wednesday already, y'all. Wednesday just crept up on me like nobody's business. There's my thumbnail. Boom. So that people know I'm not like accidentally posting like we're supposed to be here. Okay. All right. What's up? I'm seeing you guys funnel in now. Here, let me put the chat on the screen. I kind of moved myself to the side so that we can see the chat a little bit better. So here, let me put you guys up here. Happy Wednesday. What's up, everyone? This is the Tribe Tea segment. If you do not know what the Tribe Tea is, hi, hello, my name is Naja, aka the Voodoo Child. And this is where you guys send in your stories, we give advice, we kiki, all that jazz. You can vent if you would like, just keep it appropriate, you know. Thank you guys so much for all the support in the chat. What's up, everyone? I love seeing the familiar faces. Thank you for the compliments on my pop culture rant segment, my EDC vlog. Thank you so much. That took me a lot to edit. And that's why I did not post on this channel last week, because it took up a lot of my time editing my EDC Orlando after movie. So please go check that out. I'm going to link it at the end. Damn, they said I had a tire bust on me, so I'm here early. Well, I'm glad you're looking at the positives and the negatives, girl. Jeez, I hope you get your tire fixed soon. That car troubles are just not it. I'm an older car girly. Ooh, I don't even know how I mixed that up. So I empathize. Like, having car troubles is the worst, you know? You said it's cold and rainy in Phoenix. Ooh, girl, it is like 75 degrees here. It dropped to maybe 20 or 30 when I got back from Orlando last week. And it's been back and forth. Like at night, it'll be really, really cold. And then it gets normal. Like, so if you guys are in like a cold area, enjoy the fall. Like the leaves are just now changing here. It's crazy. Hey, I was recently employed after a year of no job. Yes. Congrats on the employment. All the luck your way. So let's get into these stories. We have 4 today, but they're pretty long. 2 of them have receipts. I know y'all are seeing this title story and are like, who did it and where? The first one is, he stole my identity a week into knowing me. He stole your identity, friend? Like, we're going to get back to that because that just like, okay. The second one, my best friend broke up with me. Am I the a-hole? I love these type of stories because it shows like the juxtaposition. Because usually people come on here with like their friend breakup story saying that they are the one that is insinuating the breakup. I've only read, maybe I can count on my hand how many I've read where it's the person who has gotten broken up with in their perspective. So I'm very interested to read that. The third one, is my mom the narcissist or am I? I just want to give you a hug because like, what is going on there? It's just giving, I don't know what's going on yet, but it's just giving like, I need to be responsible for my mom's feelings, vibes, you know, I don't know. It's very rare you get, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's very rare that you have a child, an adult child at that, who is like systematically, you know, it does happen, but it's very, very rare. So I'm interested to read that as well. The fourth one is crazy. Girl, you sent me a video. I can't play the video, but I had to watch the video because I had to make sure it wasn't a freaking virus. So I put it through my, what is it called? The VPN, whatever. The free VPN online. I think it's Nord VPN. Here, hold on. I'll look it up in case anybody wants it because I really use it for my emails. What's this called? Because I don't play. Y'all not about to take my, yes, it's NordVPN. You can go and check it out so you don't get got, okay? The girl in the first story got. Naja gonna tell you how not to get got, okay? And shout out to Nyala. Hey, girly. Hey, shout out to everybody that's, you know, reoccurring in here. So the last one is called Four Weird Bitches Sitting in a Tree. Four weird bitches sitting in a tree. Kissing. Like, what? Not y'all streaming me in the baby room. Turn me off. I'm over here talking about bitches. Like, turn me off right now. Oh my gosh. Turn me off right now. Yeah, she sent me a video of some interesting things, but we're gonna get to it because I don't know the context. I'm just seeing like it was giving Vine tease of like, you know, when you're in a friendship with people who are of a different race, they'll try to do like little social media trends that have to do with your race, and it's like, no, I gotta do it with you because the gag is that you're brown, so like I need a brown person in the video. Like I'm getting Vine PTSD flashbacks. Okay, so yeah, there's that. So I'm ready to get into these. Make sure you guys have your water. I have my Christmas cup. 'Tis the season. We're gonna have the Christmas tree up in here in the next stream. Yeah, because it needs to get festive in this bit. Okay. Make sure y'all have your waters, your wine. It's a little early for that, but hey, do you? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Your blizzies, your snacks. If you're in the gym, your workout. If you're doing your hair, do a little stretch, okay, for your arms. And oh yeah, for anyone interested, if you want your email in this stream, if you want your email read on this stream, I'm sorry, please go to the description and you can see how to submit your story. Make sure that you censor your story so that, you know, we can keep everybody's privacy in check. Happy belated birthday to Nyala in the chat. Happy birthday to all of my winter babies out there, man. This year went by super fast. I don't know how that happened. It's a little scary. But here, let me get this screenshot on here ready. Because we got people going to jail, girl. We got people going to jail. People is going to jail, girl. What do y'all? Y'all done sent me this man's mugshot. Like what? Okay. Let's get into the first story. Because I've been starting late. I've been getting better in the past week or two, but we need to get into it. Okay. Oh, and make sure you guys are liking the live, and if you're on TikTok, please double tap the screen. So he stole my identity a week into knowing me. I will say this, ladies, we got to be careful of the information we give out before we're even serious. And that goes for like where you live, where you work, like, and I'm not trying to come up on here victim blaming or anything. I'm just saying like there are certain precautions that we could take to where, you know, this isn't a thing. Cause like, how did he steal your identity? Well, I guess we about to find out, girl. She said, hey, Naja. Hey, girl. I am 26 going on 27. I will be 27 in November. Shout out to all my Scorpios. What's up, Scorpios? Make sure you guys drop your sign. I've been watching you since I was in high school. Oh my gosh. Girl, if you 27... Okay, I guess, girl. I used to religiously watch all your crazy story times. Okay, you're the story time homie. Okay. I apologize in advance for the long story. And I used ChatGPT to summarize it so it makes more sense. Guys, not we using AI. Can we not use AI? Like, what? Not you use like a gallon of water to send me an email. Like, oh my God. Bless. This story starts about a week after my 25th birthday. I matched with a guy on Hinge. I don't know why my thing keeps autocorrecting. Hold on, let me tap it real quick to see if maybe that'll help her out. Because, girl, you're hurting my eyeballs doing all that. Okay. Hinge, friend. It's in the big year of the 2020s. We don't have any better options. Like any of my dating people out there, like we don't have any like options where it's like if I get on this site, the prospects on here are going to be for marriage, or like, you get what I'm saying? Like, is there any site in today's time that's not solely for getting your rocks off? Let me know. I'm curious. I've heard some people say different things about the BLK app. I be hearing that you get a lot of hobosexuals on. I don't know. I'm a little curious. As a married girl, I want to know. Let me know in the comments. So, after her 25th birthday, she matched with a guy on Hinge, and at first, it was the usual small talk. How are you? What are you up to? But after about a day, we moved the conversation off of Hinge into the text messages, okay? You said it's freezing for you guys. I don't know why, what's it called? The Streamlabs, the streaming thing has just been cutting up. Here, try to exit out and come back and see if it'll help. And let me know, guys. Because my thing was messing up too. Leave and refresh and it'll get better. Yeah, let me know. I'll wait for you guys. Because even getting this stream to get up, like I noticed YouTube was tweaking a little bit. Okay, we're good. All right, just making sure. Yeah, because I don't know what's going on with them. So, it's still glitching a little bit. Let me see. Can I do something? Tell my Mercury is in hell. Girl, you do not even know the half of it. You don't know the half of it. I've actually been doing pretty good with technology. Let me see. How can I... let me think. What emoji? Just put an emoji in the chat if you guys are good. If the streams are fresh. I got a lot more viewers in here now, so I think that we're doing good. Sound should be good. Let me know. I'm just glad all this happened right before the first story, so it's not like we're in the thick of it and then it wants to mess up. So, okay, we're doing good. Bet. Sorry about that, everybody in the future. Sorry. So, back to this girl, just to regroup or whatever, so we are all on the same page. She started talking to a guy on Hinge, and they moved to the text. Okay? Just came in. Pretty quickly, the convo shifted. He starts asking about tattoos, wanting intimate pictures, and without me even responding, he sent me 10 to 15 pics of his own tattoos and then asked to FaceTime. At this point, I thought he was a little too much for me, so I ghosted him. About 5 days later, he reached back out asking if I changed my mind, and I felt bad for ghosting, so I gave him another shot. That is what I call, ladies, your intuition telling you that something's not right, you know? I don't know. So on FaceTime, he actually seemed funny and easy to talk to. We laughed most of the night, and it felt comfortable. He was out with his cousin at a car meet while we talked, so I met his cousin as well. And for the sake of the story, we're going to call the cousin Joe. Whenever I think of Joe, I think of Miss Netta. Oh, my God. And we're going to call the guy Joe, and we're going to call the cousin Mo, okay? We got Joe and Mo bitches, all right? So by the end of the call, Joe, that's the guy who's pursuing her, Joe asked me out the next day, okay? I'm just like, who looked at a baby and was just like, Joe, girl, I'm not even playing with you. So our first date started with dinner, and then he invited me back to his house. I figured it would be just the two of us since Mo lived there too, so I went. But once I was there, Joe casually introduced me to his son with no warning. Did you know that he had a baby? So he has a young son. Wow. That was my first red flag. Meeting someone's child on a first date felt way too fast, and right then I mentally crossed him off as someone I would ever be serious with. I decided this was just going to be a fling, maybe a month or two at most. Friend, if you don't stop messing with this man, like, what are you doing? That's crazy. And, like, that's what I'm saying. I never said I wanted to be somebody's stepmom. Like, what's going on? How old are you again? You're 27 years old. Yeah, no, bruh. You need to go date somebody with kids. Period. You're not about to try. Like, are you kidding me? How? That's what I'm saying. You didn't even warn him. And I agree with that saying too. If they're under 5, the relationship's still alive. That's what I feel too. And then you living with somebody else. So, do you have your own room? Does the kid have their own room? Huh? Hold on, let me see what they saying on TikTok. Man, y'all over here talking about the weather. I'm dead. Over here talking about it's freezing where I'm at. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's something. I mean, I'm glad that he told her, but it's like how you told her is just very weird. But I would not play no games with him. I would not sleep with him. I would not hold his hand. I wouldn't even play with him in the sense of like, oh, I'm hungry. Let him take me out to dinner. Like, I would not play with him. But considering where this story is about to go, I feel like he's very bold. You introduced me to your kid. I know where your kids stay at, and you stealing from me? Okay. Okay. That week was Thanksgiving, so I wasn't working much. I hung out with Joe and Mo. Is give snowstorm hit, and by morning it was about had rear wheel drive, which is useless in snow. They offered to pay for gas if I drove, and honestly, I felt safer driving anyway, so we piled in my car. At first, the day was normal. We drove from mall to mall, grabbed food, shopped, laughed, had a tiny Marc Jacobs snapshot bag. Ooh. So my keys were sticking out while I was I just realized what's going on. So you had your bag. Did they steal out of your purse? Because that is like disgusting. Like, I feel like as a grown man, as a man, period, if you identify as masculine, even, I don't give a damn. If you're in a mask relation, if you're a girl and you're the mask in a relationship, like, you should not be going into nobody's purse. I just feel like that's bad juju. I don't care if I told you, hey, go in my purse and grab this. Like, I would never do, like, no, I'm not about to play with you. You said the stream is messing up. Please exit out and come back, guys, because I don't know why YouTube is having a problem processing. But here, I'm going to have my backup help me out. I'm going to have backup help me out so that you said the audio is still jumping. Well, here, I'm about to have my reserve tank pull up and see if it's good. You say it's like a scratch DVD. You keep saying that. That sounds horrible. This is technically my old mic, and then my new mic is in the other room. I don't know how you about to help me, but I'm gonna try. Because I don't want to end the stream, but I'm like, damn, they're just messing with my connection like that. Some people are saying it helps. Some people are saying it's not. Because what I just really need to know is if, like, I look and sound good somewhere. So then when it restarts, it'll look, or not when it restarts, when the live saves, it'll sound good. But you're saying it's going in and out. Yeah, I know I look, so Daniel's saying I look fine where he's at. They're saying my sound is going in and out. Y'all saying it's good now, but some people are saying it's going in and out, so I don't know. This is an old mic though. Maybe I need a different cord. The video's perfect, the audio's spotty. He says it sounds fine. Some people saying it's good. I think it's YouTube. I did that already. Here, I'll do it again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to plug this. It is plugged up directly to the computer. I don't know. My ICDC college degree in computer technology is not working. I don't know, guys. So I just fixed the mic. Some people are saying if you close YouTube and come back, I'm good. So we're just going to keep doing that. But like if there are moments where it's just like, please let me know so I could stop and everything, because I don't want anybody to miss the stories. But yeah, everybody's saying it's good now. Daniel says it's been good the whole time. I'm going to just have him look out for me for the chat or whatever and what you guys are saying, so that if it does go out. Okay, so y'all are saying it's perfect on TikTok. It's just YouTube tweaking. All right. Bet. Yeah, that's so weird, YouTube. Like, you don't want us to be great. Like, oh my gosh. Sorry again for the people watching in the future. I know y'all must be like, girl, please get into it. Okay. Let's regroup and dive back into the story. So, basically, our girl here has met this guy off a Hinge. The first major red flag, like the biggest red flag, was the first red flag. And it was that he had a whole kid, a whole child, like a child, like not a baby, like he has a child. And she says she still wants to mess with him. So him, and his cousin Mo, Joe, Mo, and Schmo are going on a road trip to somewhere snowy, because I don't want to dox anybody. And yeah, they just about to go on this trip. And they're driving in her car. She's driving. All right. So she says the first day was normal. We drove from mall to mall, grabbed food, shop, laugh, all that stuff. So now her purse is open a little bit, right? Joe offered to hold her purse. I didn't think anything of it. Later, when I was paying at the register, my social security card slipped out of my wallet. For context, a week and a half earlier, my job asked everyone to bring 2 forms of ID after switching away from C-19 rules, and I had brought my security card, my social security card, and forgot it was in my wallet. Joe saw it, teased me, and told me to take it out, but I just tucked it back in. Look, by the time we reached Foot Locker, it was our third mall of the day, and I'd noticed Joe messing with his phone before every purchase. At first, I thought he was just checking his balance, but while we're in line, he couldn't get enough service to unlock his card, and that's when I realized he was locking and unlocking it around every purchase. He got frustrated, stormed off to get a better reception, came back annoyed, then started ranting about being sick of T-Mobile and wanted to switch to Verizon. I don't know about y'all, but it's giving he is a scammer, and the cards that he's using, he's testing cards to see if they're going to hit or not. Like, that's just what I think is going on. I think he has multiple cards, and he's seeing which stolen card that he has that's going to be able to buy whatever merchandise y'all are buying at the Foot Locker. I really do. I've heard of the scam before. Let me know if y'all have. Where they get prepaid cards with real card information and then just be up in there tripping. No, yeah, the social security card thing is very dangerous. I memorized my number too, but I get where old girls coming from where they're like, you need 2 forms of identification. That's usually what people bring is the social security card. So I get it. But I probably would have brought like a scanned copy, you know. But I get it. You forget. You didn't know, right? But he was definitely disarming you with the baby. Because no normal in their right mind person would bring somebody who they're about to finesse to where their child sleeps at, you know? The Verizon inside the mall was packed, so he found another location in a nearly empty shopping center nearby. The store stood alone in the middle of a big lot. I planned to wait in the car, and that's when everything changed. Joe turned to me and said, "No, you're going in with me." I was confused and asked why, and that's when he laid out his plan. He was going to use my social security number to open up phone lines that day, with or without me. He told me I could just comply and make it easy, or things could get out of hand. Then he lifted his shirt and showed me a pew-pew in his waistband and said that he is not afraid to use it. What the hell is, bruh? How did you even meet this dude? What are you talking about? You about to, what? Girl, that's literally what isn't that like a Halle Berry movie? Like, in that moment, you're a hostage. You're a prisoner. He's kidnapping you. This is terrible. No, seriously, this is an actual crime. Talking about $40. No, seriously, what? Like, you about to shoot me right now? Huh? That escalated so fast. That is not a family man. No, that is not a family man. Oh my gosh. I was terrified. And in a last-ditch effort, I told him my identity had already been stolen in a medical data breach 3 months earlier and that I'd frozen my credit. I hoped that would stop him, and he didn't care. He smirked and said, "I guess we'll find out." He took my phone, so I had no device, and he dragged me into Verizon while Mo stayed in the car with my purse and my keys. Oh my gosh, girl. Inside were only 2 teenage employees, both maybe 5'7" and scrawny, against Joe and Mo, who were both over 6 feet and huge. They didn't stand a chance. Even if I tried to signal them, it wouldn't have mattered. As I rattled off my social security number with shaking hands, Joe quietly held my actual card under the counter to make sure it matched. He even introduced himself as my husband, so nothing seemed off. Verizon didn't care that my credit was frozen. They didn't ask extra questions. The purchase went through. Joe walked out with 3 brand new iPhones, 2 Apple Watches, and AirPods. I walked out with tears in my eyes, stunned at what just happened. So, did he use your credit card? Like, I'm confused. How did he pay for that? And so he used your social security to open up lines on a phone. But who's paying for the phone? Like, I'm confused. Somebody's going to have to explain this scam to me a little bit, like a second grader. Someone needs to explain this to me like a kindergartner. Because I don't understand how this equates to him walking. Like, I'm just so confused. You said she was paying for it? No, they said he was paying for it. And his stuff kept going. I just don't see how he would need. You said, I think he got a line with no money down. So, like, it's a lease. Okay. Because I'm like, how'd you walk out with the phones? Might have financed it to a monthly bill. All right. Because I'm like, what? They get the device on her credit and then never pay. Oh my gosh. So he got multiple devices. 3 iPhones, 2 Apple Watches, and AirPod. I feel like Verizon's fraud system should have been going off like crazy. Because that's not normal. Usually the customer that comes in getting all that is like a family of 6, like mom, dad, 2.5 kids, or grandma coming up in there with y'all, like a family line. You up in here with one Joe Schmo, literally. That's crazy work. Ashley said, yes, I had an ex that did that scam before. You get approved for certain devices and products based on your credit, and then they allow you to get a max number of devices and never pay again. And then they probably go on the street and sell them. That's crazy. Wow. On the drive home, Joe was bragging about his new devices, and I just sat silent, sick to my stomach, without my phone until we pulled back into town. By then, another blizzard was rolling in. I said I wanted to go home, but he insisted I stay the night. He framed it like it was for my safety, saying he'd find me something to wear and I could leave in the morning. No, it's given he don't want you to call the freaking police, and he's trying to let me not be vulgar. He's trying to your mind right so that you don't want to tell the police on. Yeah, no, I'm going home. Bye. Like, what? That would piss me off. I hope you didn't give him no booty, because what do you mean? What do you mean? You're going to rob me? Oh my gosh. He framed it like staying over is for my safety, saying he'd find me something to wear and I could leave in the morning. After everything that happened, I didn't feel like I had a choice. I stayed, but I didn't sleep. Oh my gosh, she must have been terrified. I just laid there staring at the ceiling, scared. The next morning, I went home and immediately tried calling Verizon to figure out the account. But every time I spoke with customer service, they told me they couldn't give me details without knowing one of the active numbers. It didn't matter that the account was in my name. Without that info, they claimed they had no access. I felt helpless. If anybody is in this situation, I'm going to need you to go to the police, because then the police will get a warrant for the video footage at Verizon, and they'll see Joe Schmo big ass holding you there like a prisoner. Yeah, no, like, this is crazy. So Joe kept insisting he would pay the bill and eventually move it out of my name. Bullshit. I wanted to believe him. I had just watched. You wanted to believe him? You barely knew him. Again, not victim blaming, bro, because he was dead wrong and that situation was very scary. However, why are we believing him? He's done nothing but lie for real, and his lies have been big. His lies have been pretty big. I had just watched I watched his cousin Mo spend well over $3,000 on Black Friday alone. So clearly money is not an issue, or so I thought, because that's not their money, friend. But I'm sure you know that now. So this Sunday, we had a double date planned with my friend Yasmin and Mo. Why are we still messing with these people? And then you gonna bring your friend into it. If I was Yasmin, I'd be like, girl, why are you bringing me? Like, these are grown men, and they like strong-armed you and robbed you, and you're bringing me around them? Huh? Thank you. He literally pulled a blicky on you. He flashed his piece at you and told you about to do what he telling you to do. And we're still talking to him? Friend, we too old to be living like this. This is some fast living here. This is scary. So now we're going to drag Yasmin into it. This was something we'd set up during our Black Friday outing back when I thought they were two normal guys. But before the date, Joe and Mo drove up to the place where we went shopping at to pay bills at another Verizon. They framed it like they were helping me by making sure the account didn't sit unpaid under my name. But later, I found out what they were really up to. So I picked up Yasmin. We drove out and met them in the mall parking lot before. I'm really not trying to get too much information. They went to a basketball game, a big basketball game. Like, they're from a pretty popular but specific area. So they went to this big basketball game that you need to have money to go to. Like, the first stop was Dick's Sporting Goods, where Mo bought Yasmin a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. Joe pulled me aside and told me I didn't have enough basketball gear and insisted on purchasing me a $120 denim jacket. He also bought himself a hat and a jersey for his son. Just like it was nothing. Watching him spend again made me wonder if maybe he would pay the Verizon bill, but in my gut, I knew it didn't add up. Girl, it's giving pyramid scheme. Like, he took your pie already. Like, you're not getting it back. That's how he's able to keep spending, is because he's a thief. Like, come on. So we grabbed food in the mall food court and then went to this basketball game. For a couple of hours, things actually felt normal, you know, just drinks, snacks, cheering. But afterward, Yasmin admitted she thought that Mo was gross in general, which confused me because she continued to entertain him for weeks later. Yeah, because he's a scammer. Like, y'all aren't in Miami, but, like, that's that Miami shit. Like, that's a genre of YN that people can entertain, is the scammer archetype. They'll keep your hair done, they'll keep your nails done, but he will. It's not even an if. He will go to jail. Like, that's just a part of y'all relationship. He will be in jail. Like, there's going to be love after lockup. He will be in jail. Not if. He will, okay? Yeah, I get why she, you know, humored it, but they probably learned not to rob on the first date, right? Girl, no, for real, she doing the same thing you doing. You still hanging out with these people. Like, geez. Man. Their situation ended, talking about Yasmin and Mo, in a messy blow up and ultimately a friendship breakup between her and I. But that's another story for another time. Ooh, girl, I don't know. You might not even be in the right in that story, because if I'm Yasmin, I'm like, no, girl, why did you introduce me to these people? They held you at gunpoint and you introduced me to these people, girl. Oh my gosh. In the weeks after the double date, I started to notice more things about Joe that didn't add up. He was always talking about these mandatory classes he had on the weekends. At first, he told me they were part of his firefighter certification process. That sounded admirable enough, but then I started to realize the story didn't line up. Whenever he mentioned firefighting around other people, they act like he knew he wasn't in that process at all. I pushed him on it and eventually found out the truth. These were court-ordered probation classes, one for anger management and another tied to other charges. If he missed them, he risked going to jail. So, this man pulled a pew-pew out on you and he is on probation. I don't think he's supposed to have that on him. 1. 2, he's on probation for anger. Not a good sign. And 3, he's on here because it's tied to other charges. What are those charges? Whenever people just throw the word charges out there, I know that shit is so bad. Like, I know it's bad. Like, you don't even want to tell me what you really did. I know it's bad. I know it's bad. I know it's bad. Talking about he's in weekend jail. He's in weekend jail. He go to jail. You know that's real. Like, some people legit, they usually do it to like upper class white people. But you can go to jail for like a weekend and that's your punishment. Like, they'll be like, you got to go to jail every weekend for a year. Like, yeah. Wow. That was the first real crack in the story, but it wasn't the last. Over times, he would let it slip that he was actually being prosecuted in the same place, the snowy place that they're at, for a gun charge, which was ironic because I had already seen him carry a gun around openly. That was the first thing I thought of. Like, bro is just not listening. Just waving it, flashing it, leaving it sitting around the house. Another thing I will say to anybody watching this, all my young ladies out there, because I know we're only 3 years apart. If you're with a man and he is the type to what is it? Conceal a firearm, whatever. If they're not showing proper gun safety, bro, you need to go. It's only a matter of time before he hurts himself or you. You need to go. If he over here waving around, flashing it, sitting around the house, all that stuff, like, bro, you're going to get hurt. It's not a matter of if, it's when. All the stuff that you told me about him so far is just screaming convict. I'm sorry. It's giving convict. It's giving criminal. It is not giving reform, baby. Like, and if he's not got to get right for his son, he is not about to get right for you. This is crazy. This is crazy. When I asked why he's not supposed to have a gun, he brushed me off for weeks until I finally got to the truth. He had a permanent protection order against him from the baby mama, and that's why he legally could not own one. Why the hell does he have custody of his kid? Like, what is the BM doing? Like, is she that bad? Huh? Oh my God. At this point, my stomach dropped. Not only was this man dangerous, but the courts had already recognized that he is a dangerous person. And yet here I am tangled up with him. Like, what happened to short term, babes? Like, why are we still messing with him? Even his stories about his past didn't hold up. He told me he was a college athlete on a full ride football scholarship, but dropped out when he developed diabetes. Is he for real? He for real right now? Then he claimed he joined the military despite the diabetes. Because do you know how in shape you have to be a college athlete and to be in the military? Do you know how in shape you have to be? And he over here saying he got diabetes. Okay. He claimed he was in the military despite the diagnosis, only to be medically discharged a year and a half later for the same condition. No, for real, like, you talking about firefighter, football player, military, what's next, prosecutor? No, for real, like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Every answer he gave just dug the hole deeper. And then there was his house. He and Mo lived together, but I learned their names were both actually on the deed. At first, that didn't seem strange. You don't have to be married to co-own a house, but something about it felt off. Then, in passing, they admitted why. Joe and Mo, cousins, had legal... I have been doing this shit for years, and I have never, ever read this sentence. Ever. You know that post where they be like, I'm the first of my generational lineage to say this sentence? Y'all, please sit back for what I'm about to say. I'm not going to hold back anymore. Joe and Mo, the two men, the blood cousins, had legally married each other. I had to reread that sentence so many times because I could not believe that. What? That should have been the title of the fucking Tribe Tea. Are you serious? Joe and Mo legally married each other. They did it for military benefits and other financial perks. And yeah, the state they live in is a very liberal state. One of the most liberal of not... It's even a little weird how liberal they are. What? They married their cousin. Oh my God. I have never read no shit like that in my life. Oh my God. How is that allowed? How is that allowed? Like, she said, all this proved to me was that he was a professional scammer. That's it? That's all that proved to you? That's all that proved to you? Girl, you need to hit up Tubi right now. You need to hit up Tubi right now. You need to hit up Tubi right now. I am hoping that ChatGPT did a ChatGP oopsie and that's not really what happened, because how is that legal? Like, I get being able to marry the same sex in the state that you're in. Don't get me wrong. But usually that's like a Virginia, Wyoming, South Dakota, type of where you can marry your cousin. No, for real, you need to hit up Quan Mills right now. Right now. That's crazy. Girl, you're the other woman in this marriage right now. There are other ways to get your name on the deed of a house. You don't need, that's crazy work. So, meanwhile, Joe's need to have control over me got worse. He threatened me constantly. If I didn't answer a text quickly enough, if I shared my shared location lagged, if I questioned him about the Verizon bill or what he did with the phones, he would lash out, yelling, threatening violence, reminding me that he had a pew pew and was not afraid to use it. Girl, the way I would have recorded him saying all of this shit. He even said more than once he planned to trap me with a baby the same way he did with his ex. I was living in constant fear. Oh my gosh, yeah, you needed to be protected. You needed like a getaway home or something, because what? He also started showing up to my job, sitting in the parking lot, just watching my car. On my lunch break, he'd be parked nearby waiting. If I went out with friends, he would circle the block and text me constantly. The emotional abuse never stopped. He broke up with me over and over again, only to go around and harass me from multiple devices, threatening to ruin me, to call my job. His goal was to just simply make me feel trapped and powerless. And it wasn't just him either. His cousins, Mo, and they got another cousin named Jay, started texting and calling me too. They would call, begging me to make up with him, trying to normalize his behavior. Even his mother got involved. If the mama hit me up, I'll be like, Miss Mama, you don't think any of this shit is weird? You don't think any of this shit is weird? You don't think any of this shit is weird? Your son is married. Your son is in a homosexual partnership on paper to own a house. You don't think this shit's weird, Mama? Because now I'm mad at you, because this is what you brought into the world. No, I want to know that too. Like, at the time, like, what was your family doing? Are you close with your family, or is it a little strained? Because like, nobody is checking on you, man. Like, no, for real, Mama, do you know your son and your nephew is married? Like, that's what I would, I'm like, baby, you got bigger problems than I do. Don't hit me up about nothing until you get that figured out, Mama. I was just exhausted. I lost weight from the stress. My IBS flared up. My mental health was crumbling. I didn't feel like I could tell anyone. Yasmin was out of my life by then, and my parents and I didn't have the kind of relationship where I felt safe running to them. Not after years of verbal, physical, and financial abuse that I grew up with. Well, that sheds some light on why you're probably even humoring this, because this is your normal. Like the rest of us, how we're just like, girl, what the fuck? This is normal for you growing up. People that love you will maybe put a bill in your name. Maybe they'll do this. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Man. I even kept this from my therapist. Guys, if you keep something from your therapist, you know it's bad. I even kept this from my therapist because I was afraid she'd be forced to report it and I would be caught in the crossfire. But after weeks of this, I hit my breaking point. I couldn't hold it anymore. One night I broke down crying and told my mom everything. For the first time, I admitted out loud how bad it was. When I finally told her, she didn't waste no time. See, and that's the thing about family anyway, is like, even if shit is bad, good family anyway, because perfect family doesn't exist. But if you come from any inkling of good people, because good people can sometimes be dealt a bad hand, you know, everybody has their own personal trauma. But I know I'm not alone when I say, like, ex family member may piss me off, but I'm the only one that can get on their ass. You're not about to come for my people. Like, you're not about to abuse my people. I may be able to call my cousin or whatever a bitch. You can't call my cousin a bitch. Like, let them let you down. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this situation and you're like, oh, I can't hit my family up, I can't, hit them up. Hit them up. Prove yourself wrong or prove yourself right. Because you would be surprised. Usually them toxic family members be the first ones wanting to tussle, right? So look, you can go and tussle on my behalf, because damn. So the very next day, my mom drove me down to the courthouse to file for my temporary protection order. We also started making multiple police reports documenting everything. It didn't stop there though. Joe and his family started calling my job daily. Thankfully, I was working for a company that had seen situations like this before, and they warned the security guard on my campus for weeks. And the job decided to file an order of protection against him. Oh, he's going to jail. Verizon told me they'd forgive the account since I was a DV victim, but in the end, they only forgave one of the lines. My parents stepped in and paid off the rest so I could move forward. Later, I found out Joe and Mo had added even more devices under my name. Oh my gosh, bro. All this was unfolding. I kept learning more about Joe's past through police, lawyers, my own digging. I found out he had been kicked out of... I knew it. Whenever people say I got other charges, it's always something bad. He has charges for essaying somebody in college. I knew it. Whenever people do that, bruh, always pry. Whenever somebody said, oh, it's just some charges and paperwork party, what did you do? Oh, wow. He SA'd somebody. The military story was half a lie, and his rap sheet for violence and coercion went back years. I found out he had pulled the same Verizon scam on another woman 6 months before me, and she too had filed a permanent protection order. By then, the case was building. I had my order in place. My lawyer told me if he continued to stalk me, I'd eventually have enough evidence, but things were far from over. Even after the protection order, the harassment escalated. Joe impersonated my ex, impersonated his baby mama, even made fake Snapchats. His family kept promising, I'll pay you, just drop the charges. The money never came. They even went as far as harass me over an old ratty sweatshirt that he wanted. Like, bruh, I can't stand when, like, piece of shit ass man, you coming from a piece of shit ass family. Like, just to say, it goes both ways. Like what I just said before, even if you have bad family, usually toxic people be the main ones wanting to tussle. Look at these toxic ass motherfuckers taking up for this man who essays people, beats people, gun toting. Like, huh? Right, you and your husband, just nasty. Oh my gosh, girl. Okay, this is about to wrap up, guys. After months of review hearings between my lawyer and his to finally determine if we're going to take the protection order to trial or reach an agreement, I was offered a deal. 1 year protection that could turn permanent if he harassed me. If nothing occurred in that year, the case will be dropped without prejudice. I could use the same evidence as before if he did mess up. Although not ideal, my lawyer told me it was my best chance since I did not have enough reoccurring evidence for a lifetime of protection. But that most women who deal with a repeat offender get what they want in the end. That's what I'm saying, because if his crazy ass keep doing it, we're going to get all the evidence we need and then it's going to be done. Before our final hearing, he was arrested in another county for a new crime and sat in jail for 9 months. He was later sentenced to 9 years. And this is his mugshot, girl. This is his mugshot. It's like He look a mess. Hold on. I gotta change it to a different picture and then change it to another. He look a mess. I obviously blurred out his face, but oh, it don't even want to show it. Well, here, I'll just read the charges and stuff. He looks a mess. He does look like Unc. He just looks very unkempt, very Here, let me see. Can I put it on here? See if it wants to work here. Okay, there it go. Yeah, just very unkempt, very just the definition of like dusty, just a dusty individual. Like I hate a thief. I hate a thief like just That's a hard 26, girl. That's a hard 26, girl. When I tell you this man he looks like he could be in his early 30s. He ain't about to get no parole until 2028, girl. I don't know how he didn't end up being an S offender too with that rape, but yeah, he just look a mess. Like he looks a mess. He just looks, I just can't explain it. He just looks like a very copy paste individual. Like he does, there's nothing, you know, that stands out about him. Just very lackluster. Get off my screen. Thank you. Mo didn't get away either. His military rank was reduced after his scam marriage with Joe came to light. Ooh. He filed for bankruptcy and the house they owned together was foreclosed on. See, God don't like ugly. He quickly married another woman, a single mom of 5 from another state. And now they fight constantly online, which I still sometimes see from a distance on my secret account. Yo, these men are predators. They go after vulnerable women. That's crazy. You trapped a mother of 5. As for me, I finally got my life back. Today, I'm in a safe, loving relationship with someone who treats me right. My boyfriend and I are moving to a new state in January, and as a result of his promotion, okay. For the first time in years, I feel like I can breathe. I don't need advice. I just wanted to share so other women will understand how quickly something can go from casual to catastrophic. I will include Joe's mugshot below along with a picture of his cousin, Mo, and a picture of me and my current boyfriend. So Mo... Okay, there goes Mo. So they are husbands, girl. That is so crazy to me. I have never heard of that in my life. Husbands. That's a different type of scamming. Wow. And this is you and your new man? See, he looks so much less menacing. Look at y'all at the pumpkin patch. He just looks like he's just happy to be around you, you know, like as it should be. And you are very pretty. I love your highlights and your little ghost purse. Yeah, them dudes was dusty. Them dudes are dusty. Like, I get the whole, like, physique thing I guess. Like, I could see how he was lying to you guys saying, oh, I'm going to be a firefighter. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. Because he's a big dude. He's, like, 6'2", 250 pounds. I would be scared to say something to him in the Verizon store, too. And his big-ass cousin. Like, yeah, no. But I'm like, damn, how you went to the military for 2 seconds and you let your, like, hygiene go away like that? Like, your hair and your facial beard and, like, all that just look just unkempt. To answer some questions, I have no idea what actually happened to all those phones and the Apple Watches. I saw 2 devices listed on Facebook Marketplace, but no idea what happened to the rest. And all of this happened in the span of 3.5 months. Girl. I feel bad for the lady with 5 kids. That is crazy freaking work. I have never, ever, ever heard of anyone marrying their blood cousin. Like, your parents are siblings. You have the same grandparents. And the state you're in lets you get married. Like, not only is this a homosexual partnership, it's an incestuous partnership. Like, who signed off on this? Who is the judge that signed off on this? Huh? You said, did they not have girl cousins? My thing is, you couldn't just, like, do what you did anyway. Just, like, find a random woman and just marry her for benefits like everybody always does anyway, you know? Like, you did to your cousin. Unhinged, right? Unhinged from Hinge. Never. The husband. The husband, girl. This somebody on TikTok talk about, man, just let me see his face. He ain't gonna do nothing. If anybody was gonna do something, it would be him. And I'm not trying to have my good sis getting pistol whipped. She's in a good relationship. Her new man's big too. Like, don't fuck with him, okay? But I'm not about to know. Like, that part, who is taking care of the baby? Where is the mama of that baby? Like, how did he get custody of that baby? That was a mess. I have never heard of a cuz-bae. Like, oh my gosh. Who is allowing this? Well, thank you for sharing that story. That was definitely a roller coaster. I've never heard anything like that. You actually take the cake. All the years I've been doing this, I've never heard of anything like that. Like, and that wasn't even the main thing of the story. Thank you so much for setting that in. If you guys had anything similar, like if you had a guy, not you said, I feel like he stole his son. Shit, he's stealing everything else. He probably did. Like, huh? Let me know in the comments if you've ever had somebody you've been in a partnership with that has tried to steal your identity or scam you, whether it be out of rent money, a bill like this. I never even heard of this scam until this stream of setting people up for lines. Let me know, because a lot of people are desperate for a come up, and they use people who are desperate for love for that come up. So you really got to be careful out here. Make sure you guys like the stream, double tap the screen. We're about to get into story number 2. I know that was a long one. We had some tech issues in between, so it stretched a little bit. But this story is a little bit shorter, but it has a lot more receipts. Okay, we got text message receipts. So, my best friend broke up with me. Am I the a-hole? All right. Hey, Naja. Hey, friend. I have been rocking with you in the channel for years. I've sent stories in the past and they have left you all gagged. I love you and the channel, and I'm so proud of your growth over the years. Well, thank you so much, buddy. Now that that's out the way, let's get into the story. This situation just happened to me yesterday. Friend, did you even have time to... Well, you sent this to me a month ago, so if you didn't want me to read it, I'm sure you would have told me you didn't want... Because I always get concerned when people haven't processed stuff and then they send it to me, you know? But hey, let's run it. I had to write in to see if I'm in the wrong or not. I've attached some screenshots below to add further context to this recent event. There's a lot of backstory that leads up to this final blow up we just had. So I'll try my best to summarize without making this story extensive. For the sake of the story, we're going to call my ex-best friend Robert. Oh, and just for context, the person that's writing this in is a male. So Robert and I met in our early 20s. We're now both in our early 30s. Okay, long-term friendship. Trigger warning, there is some mental health stuff going on, so please feel free to maneuver accordingly. Will do. I made sure to highlight that part so you don't get caught off guard. So I met my best friend Robert on Instagram in 2015. We connected over a common interest that we both shared. While conversing, we found out that we attended grade school together, despite us never running into each other. After a few weeks of chatting and bonding over this common interest, we decided to meet in person. We hung out and it was a vibe. A few months into our friendship, Robert professed to me that he had a crush on me and even told me that he believed that he was in love with me. Add some context, we're both male and are attracted to both sexes, so they're both bi men. At the time, I was in a long-term committed relationship, and I told him that I viewed him strictly as a friend, and he told me he understood and stated that he tried to sort his feelings out. We agreed to only be friends. That shit never works. Like, he already burst the bubble and told you. He knew you was in a relationship when he told you that. He wanted to see what type of time you were on. Let me know if y'all feel the same way. I feel like he was reading the room a little bit. Some time progressed, and our friendship ended up developing into us becoming best friends. By this time, he had met my then partner as well as my family, and I met his. We confided in each other and helped each other through difficult life situations or just different life situations in general. We just became inseparable. So during the time, we were working together and we would see each other every day and hung out all the time. Things were great. Now, I know I'll get flack for this, and I realize how dumb it was, so go easy on me. What did you do? What did you do? There was one time in my relationship that my partner and I took a break. During that break, Robert and I had an encounter. That's what you're going to call it, an encounter. Let's just say we both know how each other look without clothes on. Yeah, we get that, friend. Once again, I know that it was stupid, but it happened. Now, we didn't fully, do it, but something did transpire. I know now that only added confusion to the friendship. Yeah, I've always been this way. Even before I got married, I just feel like smashing your friends is just not it. Like, you just don't cross that line. Like, there are different types of relationships in this life. They don't all have to be sexual to show that you have all this love to give, right? Like, you can have a very strong platonic relationship with somebody in this lifetime. Like, you don't have to do that. But I understand people have different traumas and stuff like that, to where they think that is love. That is, right? You call that shit an encounter, friend. You call that an encounter. You made it seem like you ran into a gator on the side of the road. Like, I had an encounter. Like, what? Yeah, I probably would have ended the friendship too. And I feel like it's not fair to the other person too. Like, you knew I liked you, and I found you attractive in that way. And then as soon as you get on a break, you take advantage of that, right? Because that's what happened in black and white. Yeah, why you got freaky with him? So shortly after the break, I ended up getting back with my then partner. Robert and I never had that slip up again. During our friendship, Robert showed signs of jealousy when it came to me and other people I was close with. He would make it a point to clarify that I was his best friend and every other friend was second, despite him having other best friends beside me. I never cared about that, but he did. I know that us having that one moment did not help by any means. I can specifically recall a day when we were supposed to hang out, and while on the way to hang out, I got a call from an extended family member, and I had to make a stop by there before we headed out. I informed Robert about this because he was riding with me. We get to the family member's house, and this man showed his ass. He lashed out, disrespected my family in their own home. His reaction was just unprovoked and unnecessary. After we left, we got into a huge argument about it and didn't even go out. I ended up dropping him off at home, and I didn't speak to him for a couple of weeks. After some time, we ended up speaking and worked past it. Okay, so my question is, what triggered that? Like, did Robert assume that the family member was actually an ex or something? Like, what triggered, because if Robert wants to be with you oh so bad, why would you fuck it up with the fam? Like, I feel like a little chunk of information got left out. Um, and I would like to know, like, what was that about? Like, what made him just randomly turn up on your people? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. And I wouldn't be able to work past that. Like I said in the other story before, I can call my cousin a bitch. You can't call my cousin a bitch. I may not like my family, but you can't say whatever the heck. Like, absolutely not. So yeah, that probably would have been a deal breaker for me personally. Um, yeah, talking about we work past it. Robert expressed to me early in our friendship he deals with mental health issues, but despite that, I've always tried to help him through it, keep him positive. No, Robert needs therapy. You're not Robert's therapist. Robert needs therapy, because if that was unprovoked, huh? After about a couple of years of working together, Robert ended up quitting the job we both worked at because it became too much for him. Once he left, things started to change. We went from seeing and speaking every day to becoming less frequent. We never fully stopped communicating, it just digressed over time. Throughout the next few years, we'd still communicate, keep in contact. No matter if it'd been months since we last talked, we always seemed to pick up where we left off until 2023. So in 2022, I moved from the state we were both living in. I had just returned to our home state and started reaching out to Robert so that we can reconnect after months of being away. I'd seen him before I left and even kept in contact. When I got back in town, we texted a few, but once I would ask Robert how he's been, he would just stop talking to me mid-convo. I found it unusual because this wasn't the norm. I ignored it the first time and waited to reach back out after a few weeks, and he did the same thing. At this point, now my feelings are hurt, and I decided that I wasn't going to reach out anymore. Trigger warning. Months had passed, and one day I get a call from an unknown number, and it was one of Robert's friends telling me that Robert tried to take his own life. Oh my God. His friend informed me that Robert left a list of contacts for her to call, and that was the only person that answered. That's sad, bro. I feel bad for Robert. While talking to her, I found out that he'd been ignoring her for months, along with others in their friend group. Despite feeling angry, confused, and sad, I was ready to help wherever I could. Robert had been admitted to the hospital and released 3 days later. I was the first person to talk to him after he was released. While talking to him, he didn't show much remorse for hurting the people who was there for him and caring about him. Instead, he told me this weird story about what led up to it and how he felt while he was admitted and that he was meant to help other people's out in the hospital. Oh, I'm going to interject real quick because this is almost over and then we're going to get to the receipts. Unfortunately, it seems like Robert is too far gone. Robert's too far gone. I feel so bad for him. Like, you could tell he's low-key institutionalized. You're in that hospital bubble. You over here talking about the other patients, the other, like, bruh, he in way too deep. Damn. I feel bad. Like, I know you really regret hooking up with bro, too. Now I know you really regret that shit. Because it's like, that's not helping with his mental health at all. Oh my gosh. It made my blood boil. And I knew after that convo I wasn't going to speak to him for a long time. After finding out he was okay, I was pissed that I'd been trying to be a good friend and check on him. Yet he pushed me and everyone away for months. Yeah, but that's that mental health, bro. He's sick. Like, he's literally sick. I felt it was extremely selfish for him. Yes, trying to end your life is one of the most selfish things you could do. Like, I mean, and I'm not talking about, like, assisted medical suicide or whatever, where, you literally are just trying to die with some dignity, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are sick like this, and you think by offing yourself no one's gonna care and everything. Like, it's a very selfish act. And after we conversed with each other, we didn't speak for almost a year. So now it's 2024. I reached out to Robert because I had worked through my anger about the situation. We reconnected and talked about everything that happened. We put it in the past and continued checking on each other and meeting up to hang from time to time. We never got back to how we originally were, but efforts were made. Fast forward to present day, 2025, I reached out to Robert to share some old memories from our past, and that's where things go left. And these are the screenshots. So let's get into it. Mr. Robert, man, I feel bad for him, bro. I feel bad for Robert. Is that the right one? No, that's still the one from last time. Here, I'll put the chat back on here. Robert probably just embarrassed too. He said, I heard this and instantly thought of you. Forgot all about that. Me too. I hope you've been good. You don't miss me. Lies. I'm good though. What about you? I know you've been needing space, so I pop in and out. Poor Robert. I've been good. Just been working like crazy. Whatever. You ain't called me or nothing. I text you, egghead. You left me on red. Damn, not you showed the proof. Like, bruh, I do be texting you. Don't do that. See, that I know, but what I mean is that ain't no excuse because we both do that. But I was calling you consistently recently and you've been too busy. When'd you call me recently? As in this year, but the last time I called you, you didn't respond till a week later. I was like, damn, guess he busy. The last call I see is from April, but it's no beef. I was busy at the top of the year, nothing to be honest with work, moving. It was a lot. I get it. Handle your business. Oh my gosh, what is this, Fran? Y'all just basically, I know you are. No, what am I? No, I know you are. What am I? No, I know you are. What am I? What am I? I'm sure we can both agree to do better. Yeah, how about that? I'm just gonna stay out your way. Ooh, Robert. What? What are you talking about? I feel like I'm clearly missing something. You aren't communicating it. You said I called you in April. We're now in August. That's why I said you don't miss me. You're supposed best friend. And you calling just now. It's the first time you have since I called 4 months ago. I'm just pulling away and respecting your schedule. I see hear and more from you on Instagram than I do outside this. Girl. Oh, our friend responded with a book. Our friend responded with a book, girl. She was not playing. Let's be clear. And remember that I have reached out, aka called and texted in the past numerous times and blatantly got ignored for months and months when you were going through what you went through. Did I let that make me feel away? No, I was still there to answer the call from a damn stranger and ready to come to your aid. I barely talk to anyone on a daily besides my mom, period. Hell, I don't even talk to my God family on the phone. It's always text unless it's something important. Being a best friend doesn't mean we have to talk on the phone every day. I find it funny how you could pick and choose when to feel away, when it's convenient for you, yet when you go ghost, it's supposed to be understood and accepted. I'm not about to beg you to talk to me or not pull away, but let's not play a victim here in this scenario because I've always came through for you whether we've spoken or not. Beautiful. Thank you for your open honesty, finally. I'm not going to hold you. The Gemini in me, as soon as they would have done this text right here. Hold on. See, this is why I miss having my little scroll that I used to have. I'm just going to stay out your way. I know you got a life of your own, and I'm not going to disrupt it. See, the Gemini in me, when I would have got these messages right here, I would have been like, Fran, now I know you're not trying to start a fight. We barely see each other. Like, I know you're not trying to start an argument right now. Like, yeah, I don't call you as much as I should. You don't call me as much as I should. Let's just do better. And you did say that in the other one, like, let's just agree to disagree, basically. Like, because, girl, what are we doing? Tell me thank you for finally being honest. You've been a great friend, not taking that away. I just think we're getting older and growing differently, and that's okay. But I wish you the best. It's crazy. If we're keeping it a bean, though, this friendship really should have never happened. Because of the obvious attraction issue here, you know? But here, I'm going to finish this up. Please let me know your honest thoughts on the situation. I'm honestly relieved and over this situation as a whole, but I can't help but feel like he really tried me. Despite it all, I chose the high road in the situation and didn't make it where I really wanted to because of his mental health. Besides ignoring red flags and befriending him multiple times against my better judgment, am I in the wrong? Thanks for reading. So, I have a few things I want to say about this. So the first thing I'm going to say is the friendship should have never happened. I feel like when somebody is expressing to you that they want you in that way, it's not going to go away. It doesn't just magically go away. You know, there's a difference between admitting that someone is attractive and saying I'm attracted to you in that way, right? Like, I don't know. I can't even think of anybody right now. I don't know. I know you guys can relate where you could look at somebody on the street and just be like, oh, that is an attractive person. But you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm about to leave my family and go and hunt this person down. I am attracted to them. I need them. I want, like, you get what I'm saying? It should have never even been a thing because that's way too mature of a, I don't care. I still don't feel like it could even work no matter how mature you are. Like, I don't know. I don't think that was it. The second thing is that Robert is obviously very sick. Okay, Robert has, and I can't believe I'm quoting Mr. Dr. Ice Agent Phil right now, but one thing that I did like that he used to say before he went on the dark side is, don't be a right fighter. Like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy, right? So obviously, Robert has a track record of leaving people on red, ghosting his support system, pushing people away. You know that out of the both of you, even though you are having growing pains of adulthood and, like, you know, having a job, having a schedule and all that shit, he doesn't pick up the phone more than you. That is a fact. That is proven. Now, you could either be right about that or you could be happily in a friendship with Robert. You get what I'm saying? In that moment, you tried to brush it off on like, yeah, well, let's just agree to disagree. Robert's not ready to take any type of accountability. He's going to view that as a threat, and I'm not surprised that what happened. I'm not surprised that what happened. Like, but yeah, I don't think anybody is right or wrong per se. You know, it's not like anybody double cross somebody or troll somebody or whatever, right? It just seems like it took its course. Honestly, he needs the help. You're not a therapist. That's it. Like, I don't know. Let me see what you guys got to say. Taylor says, I really hope he ends up getting some help, but with how much it costs, it may be harder for him to get what he needs. I agree as well, because it does seem like he needs to be in intensive behavioral therapy of some sort to manage his emotions and stuff like that. Like, it seems like Robert has very big emotions, and that he likes dealing with them by himself, and he doesn't realize, what is that called, like an avoidant attachment style. Like, you want people up your ass, but then you don't want people up your ass. Like, yeah, that's too much for a friend to come around. It's like, he needs actual help. Phyllis said, there are a lot of missing pieces. He has mental health issues. Y'all experience each other. You know he liked you. He was just supposed to turn all that off. Rob is hurt. No, seriously. And then the fact that you're the only one that picked up the call, too. I know he probably romanticized that. Like, it's just bad. Because then it's like, when does it get to the point of you taking advantage of this mentally ill person, right? Like, so yeah, I'm not saying anybody is wrong or right, but as somebody who has it a little bit more screwed tightly upstairs, I would just take this as a, you know what? I'm going to just, count this as an episode. Because for all you know, maybe when y'all are in your 40s, 50s or whatever, he might come back around still on this earth and say, hey, I really appreciate you showing up for me in that really dark time. period, right? But yes, this is exactly why people need to go to therapy. Just hunching up under people to get over people is not it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you've ever dealt with something similar when you were either talking to or friends with somebody who has mental health problems, and like, leave some advice in the comments below. Not on TikTok. They talking about they need a 5150. They probably did 5150 him. They already did that. They probably already did. Okay. Yeah, that was a situationship gone. Like, that's like when you're trying to have a good time and then life really like shakes your ass up and like, yeah, no, actually, yeah. But make sure you guys like the live. If you're on TikTok, double tap the screen. We're about to get into story number 3. Is my mom a narcissist or am I? This is what I've always been told. If you are even asking if you are a narcissist, you're not one. Everybody has narcissistic tendencies. It's like a spectrum, okay? It's healthy to have a little bit of narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be so humble to the point where you're not hyping yourself up. Every human being has a little bit in them, right? But on that spectrum, there are some people to where it gets so far the other way that they're not processing the world like everybody else. And it can be problematic, right? I guess it can also be problematic on the opposite end of the spectrum if you have like zero self-respect and you're just like the permanent victim and like all that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, like full-blown narcissists are just not self-aware at all. Very sad individuals underneath all the stuff. Just very, very sad, lonely, self-conscious people at the root of it as well. Like, I don't know. The fact you're asking, though, I'm already thinking that you're not. Yeah, because narcs are not self-aware at all. It's always somebody else. They never go internally. So, hey, Naja. Hey, friend. My name is Kay. I've been watching you since I was around 18, and now I am 26. Okay, little sis. How are you? I am a Taurus. Shout out to all of my Taurus people in the chat. I am mixed. My mom is Korean and Black, and my father is Puerto Rican and Guamanian? Oh, like Guam? Oh, but I just say I'm Filipina. That is a very interesting, like, I get so amazed when certain people find each other, you know? So you have a Blasian mom, and you have a Puerto Rican Guamian, so I'm assuming your dad is like a military brat, I'm assuming. Puerto Rican and Guam, like, how do them people even meet? Okay. All right, just a little bit of everything. So this story is concerning my mom and stepdad. My mom has always been hard on me as I'm the only and oldest daughter. I have another half brother from a previous marriage and 3 stepbrothers from her current marriage. To set the vibe of my mom, here is a small list of things that she has done during my childhood. 1, she puts her hands on me when we get in arguments. 2, she tore apart my room because she was convinced I stole a copy of the house key. Clothes everywhere, bathroom demolished, not one apology. And 3, I flunked out of college, and when I told her it was because I was SA'd and depressed, she didn't acknowledge it and just kept lecturing me. Well, that's freaking horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, and I'm sorry to hear that she putting her hands on you and fighting you like a bitch in the street. Like, I feel so bad whenever I hear women online telling their story about how, like, their mom was their first bully and their mom, like, throwing bows and calling them all type of bitches and hoes. My mom's only called me, I remember it, like, bright as day, too, when I was 17 years old. I don't even remember what we were arguing about, but she just looked up at me from the stairs and was just like, "You are such a bitch." And I was like, oh my God, my mom just called me a bitch. Oh my God. Like, and that shit shocked me to the point where I'm just standing at the top of the stairs looking at her like, did you just call me a bitch? And it looked like she was shocked herself. Like, oh my God, I just called my daughter a bitch. And like, never happened again. It never happened again. But I couldn't imagine when I hear girls tell their story like, yeah, my mom used to wake me up in the morning like, bitch, get your ass up. Or like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Or you a ugly bitch. Like, I couldn't imagine the person that, you get what I'm saying? Because it shocked me when it happened to me one time. I couldn't imagine like internalizing that normalcy, you know, of like, damn, my first bully was my mom. Like, you was, what? Not you said your mom called you unkempt. Oh, hell no. So y'all be like, bitch, you raised me to be unkempt. So we have talked about these things. And even though my mom did not apologize, I wanted a relationship with her. Right? So my mom has minimal contact with my grandma. They have a strained relationship also. Whenever she got into arguments with my stepdad, I was always there to talk. Mind you, these convos were on a weekly to bi-weekly basis, okay? Now that the background's done, let's get into the story. I have moved out of my home state about 600 miles away. My parents also wanted to leave the state to the one I live at now. My current boyfriend of 3 years and I would often help during and post construction of their home to make sure it was in good condition. Okay. This would mean checking in with construction people, packages, garbage cans, all that jazz. And at the time, we lived 20 minutes away, and they would call for every little thing when they were out of state, and we always did what they asked, no hesitation. So now that the house is finished, the house would be empty for about 2 years since my parents wanted to wait for the youngest to finish high school. My parents asked if my boyfriend and I would move in. No. What? I'm not moving in with y'all. Off rip. So I'm a nurse, but my boyfriend's a bartender and makes way more than me. So we're able to move out of our townhome early and move into their house. Why would y'all leave your own space and go live with them, bro? I don't care if they got a mansion. Save me a guest room, you know, for when I want to come over with you, maybe spend the night. But I need my own space. Like, Off rip, there were issues. Jesus. We had dinner with all four of us to discuss my boyfriend and I's dog. He is a lab and German mix and is very sweet. This is relevant. My stepdad is a cop and has a retired canine and can be aggressive. If the canine can smell another dog, he will mark his territory inside the house. Basically, we were going over house rules regarding the dog. We all met at a... Okay, pause. Why did you invite me to live with you and you knew I had a dog and you knew that your dog's so old and traumatized it can't keep piss in it? So, like, why are we like, because narcs will also do this thing where it's like, you know it's a bad idea. You know you're going to get pissed off, but you did it anyway. It's like, let me set up this scenario so my daughter can piss me off. You knew that dog's always been there. Like, okay, I'm not tripping. I see y'all in the chat saying the same shit. Like, bro, you knew that dog was there. So we all met at a restaurant, house rules, blah, blah, blah. When I told her I didn't plan on doing any of them things, they talking about you need to take the dog to obedience school and stuff so that it could be a police dog scale. Even if my dog has police dog etiquette, your dog is still going to smell my dog and piss. This is dumb. Like, huh? You over here making these random ass projects for me to do. I got a life. When I told her I didn't plan to do any of this stuff, she got upset. I mean, neck veins sticking out mad. And how I don't consider what she says about her house. My parents emphasize about how they're good landlords because they didn't ask us for a deposit, how new the house was, and how lucky we were able to move into a nice house. My boyfriend stepped in and told my parents that if the dog was the issue, then we just wouldn't move in. They backtracked and said they would consider our perspective. I wasn't really hungry and didn't eat all of my food, and my mom said, "Are you so upset that you're not eating?" And then just smiled. I told her I had a large lunch and was not hungry, which was true. My boyfriend made comments about how he did not like how my parents spoke to me as if I was a child and was uneasy about moving in. Listen to that man. He is already, like, please listen to him and do not move in. I just told him it was a minor altercation and it shouldn't deter us from moving. So we're a week into the home. And my mom was coming the following week as some repairs were needed for the house settling. I got a call from my mom the day before she came, sobbing on the phone saying, "Do you not like me?" over and over. Oh, girl, your mom's definitely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I was shocked and couldn't say anything, but asked her what's going on. My bitch ass stepdad had the audacity to say in the background that it's not my business. You're calling me asking if I like you and it's not my business? I'm sorry, but at this point, I'm definitely not moving in. Like, that dog thing would have been it. Like, what? After my mom calmed down, she called me back and told me that she and my stepdad got into an argument and was saying how no one likes my mom, not even her kids, and how he was unhappy about their marriage. I told my mom that she needs to come here and get some space. She flew down, and in typical fashion, my mom was just overbearing as hell. Anything we did, she needed to correct or show us the right way. Basically, if it was not how she did it, it was wrong. I let my boyfriend know that she was like this and just to smile and wave. See, the problem is, if somebody isn't raised like that, they're not going to be able to smile and wave. Like, I'm not about to be paying bills in my house and then having your mama come over here. Y'all seen that episode of the Boondocks where they had the Hurricane Katrina cousins? Like, the relatives came over, the Jerichos, okay? And that lady came in, and as soon as Granddad was like, "Oh yeah, y'all could stay here," that one auntie was like, and it's dusty up in here. It looks like it hasn't been cleaned in days. And if you're making Kool-Aid and it's not grape, you might as well just stop making it now, because I only drink cherry. And like, no, I'm not about to play with you, bro. I'm not used to living like this. This is not normal, and I'm not gonna do it. And I like you so much, I'm not going to make you go through it. Like, I'm going to stick up for you, and we're just not going to continue this toxic cycle. Because no. So then one night, my mom going to pull me aside saying it's disrespectful for her to not say goodnight. Looking back, I should have just stood up for, she said her boyfriend never said goodnight to the mom. And she was like, that's disrespectful. He should have said goodnight. Looking back, I should have stood up for my boyfriend, but I've always just placated my mom to avoid an argument. And that might be the downfall of your relationship. If you don't stick up for him, bruh, he's gonna leave. And then you're really gonna be stuck with them people. A day later, my boyfriend tells me my stepdad called him and told him as a man, my boyfriend should apologize that he didn't say goodnight to my mom and that my stepdad had to protect his wife. Sir, your wife is in my fucking house because you can't do your job. I know you fucking lying. I called my mom and asked her, like, what is going on? And she said that I should be irate about this, as she would never let her husband treat her mom like that. I told her that this situation is not a big deal. My mom asked me if my boyfriend liked her, and I told her straight up no. I referenced the dinner we had, and she kept saying she didn't understand. I told her she would reach out to my boyfriend since she was upset. I called her confused, wondering, like, why do you feel like there's all this aggression? And she said it's because everyone's coming off aggressive towards her. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she was like, well, for one, you didn't hug me right one time. And you didn't respond appropriately when I complimented you. Eventually, my boyfriend called my mom, and in the end, we just agreed to disagree. We also decided to move out because of the conflict. Yeah, that guy must actually see a future with you, because he's like, you know what? I'm just going to move back out. I'm going to move us both back out so that I don't violate your parents and then this never fucking work, because that lady is crazy. And I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know if I could say she's a full-blown narcissist per se, But I will say that there is some type of personality disorder going on. It's the "Are you mad at me" shit. What movie was that with the guy that worked for? I want to say it was the New York Times, and it was Glass, Shattered Glass, or something like that. Stephen Glass, and that was his whole thing. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at, like, you're just trying to temperature check your manipulative deeds to see, did the victims catch on yet? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? Like, you don't like me. Do you like me? But do you like me? Like, girl, shut up. Who cares? Nobody likes everybody. And that shit is a spectrum, because I seen somebody say covert narc, because usually covert narcs be like crying and be using like, oh, I'm gonna love bomb you with all these gifts, and that's usually what they do. So a few weeks later, we moved out with the help of my boyfriend's family, and I have minimal contact with my parents. We moved out, and my parents asked if a cleaner had come every 2 weeks while we lived there. I told her no. This was part of the lease, and per the lease, each violation was a fee of $50. So you gotta pay to clean her house? I told her my boyfriend's family and I cleaned the entire house and that we would have the house cleared by the end of the month. I mentioned to my parents that my passport would be mailed there since I listed their house as the mailing address. My mom said that my boyfriend and I are not allowed to use the mail key or come in the house, as that would be trespassing. I would have to wait until she gave me permission for my passport. I leave in a month for a 2-week vacay to Japan. Okay. Fed up, I just blocked both from social media and on my phone, and my boyfriend now will be handling all contact with them, period. I have no plans to contact them for the foreseeable future. Before I blocked them, they both had God in their profile bios, and how they don't need toxic people, and they're living life unapologetically. They're the type of people to say they follow God and how they're on a journey and like all this stuff. Yeah, it's giving like, oh, my haters be watching me. Like, you know, them people that always got to post about all these fucking haters. Like, you sound like a paranoid wreck. Like, shut up. Well, I would love to hear you and the tribe's opinion. I didn't add every little thing that happened because this story is long enough. By the way, my mom and her boyfriend are Cancers. My stepdad is an Aries. I have attached pictures. Oh, your mom and your boyfriend are the same sign. Okay, so your boyfriend, the stepdad, is an Aries. And shout out to all the Cancers and Aries out there, okay? Not all Cancers are like this. I have attached pictures of my boyfriend and I, as well as my dog. Thank you so much for taking time. Okay, show auntie the pictures. Oh my gosh, I love your haircut so much. Okay, office siren, I see you. Okay, sleeve. Oh my gosh, we have matching peonies, girl. Yes, I love your style. This is your dude. Yeah, he looks like what's that dude? He looks like Taylor Swift's fiance. Okay, you got yourself and he got his little camo stuff. You got yourself a Bubba, girl. Aw, that's the dog. The dog looks so sweet. He just looks like he's just happy to be here. Oh my gosh, whenever dogs be looking off to the side, if you look it up, like But yes, you don't have to, you're grown. You're 26. You are a 26-year-old woman. You are grown, and they don't need to be talking to you like that. Maybe it's a cultural thing too, because you guys are in, I mean, unless you're on some moist critical shit, I'm sure this is an interracial relationship, right? I mean, because, you know, sometimes like Moist Critical and Taylor Lautner, they look indigenous or Spanish, but they're really just white. Like, I don't know. But it could be that as to why there's like a overbearing, like a cultural difference maybe. Because, yeah, that's not normal to make your kid feel like they are the house. Like, respect me. Don't be on some, oh, you didn't say goodnight to me, so now it's World War III. You didn't hug me tight enough, so now it's World War IV. You didn't say good morning, now it's nuclear demolition. Like, I'm not about it. No, it is giving you're addicted to drama. And some older people will start mess just to keep things entertaining. I've peeped with life. So, Yeah, I would just stay out. I would just stay out. Yep, and you said her mom has a bad relationship with her mom, and then her mom. I also agreed to go to therapy to heal that cycle, because it's just gonna keep going in ways that you're not even gonna see it happening. Like, it's so weird how it ends up happening. Like, growing up, I didn't have the closest relationship with my mom, and today we're not like BFFs, but I just make sure to not continue a certain cycle. You know what I mean? And that's all you could really do, is to be conscious of it. But if you guys have any more advice on that topic, please put it in the comments below. I want to try to squeeze in one more story. Okay. This is the 4 weird bitches sitting in a tree. Like, what? Let me read these TikTok comments. They said, your mom calling you unkempt is crazy. I agree. That's like a different type of insult. With all due respect, I would have cussed the stepdad out. I would have too. I would have been like, bro, you just got here. You're not my dad. You're my sibling's dad. Come correct. Someone else said, the way I'm getting a police escort to come and get my shit. That part. And someone said, she's going to try to keep your passport. No, that's what I thought was going to happen, that the mom was just going to be crazy. But I agree. Shoot, TikTok going hard. They said, get you a police escort and get your passport. Period. You said, I had to say hi to my friend's parents and they were in the bed in the dark. Bro, the worst thing is when you growing up, you go to a friend's house and they got like that mean ass daddy that be sitting in the couch and you're just like, ugh, why is a man here? Like, but yeah, let me know in the comments below. We're going to get into this next story here. 4 weird bitches sitting in a tree. Double tap if you're on TikTok and like the stream. Shout out to Twitch also. I didn't forget about y'all. So, hey, Naja and Tribe. Hey, friends. I haven't sent in a story before. Well, thank you so much for sending one in. I figured since this is probably the wildest and most immature thing I've experienced, why not send it in? First things first, I'm a Virgo sun, Aries moon, and Capricorn rising. Shout out to all my Virgos, Aries, and Capricorns. I'm not going to lie, this story involves too many people, but I'm going to group them together because these bitches are one and the same. That is funny. For context, I just turned 22 and am in my 3rd year of college. I moved from Florida to another place, and I now attend an HBCU here. The thing about my school is that it is quite literally in the middle of nowhere. We have to drive 20 minutes into another town to get close to anything that isn't a McDonald's and a gas station. Since the school is so small, there's not much to do around campus, so your best bet is to find some friends. My friends are a little younger than I am since I transferred to this school and had originally been put into the freshman dorms last year, since that's where they were putting all the transfer students. I tried to give them a little grace because they're about 2 years younger than me. I don't want to sun them, but I truly think some of them are dumb and are punks. Oh my God. Which I've said before, and they just shrug it off. So you just casually calling your friend punks? Like, punks, hooligans, and riffraff, and you hanging out with them? Huh? So my 2 friends that I actually like, we'll call them JJ and Cash. JJ is a girl, and Cash is a gay boy. This year, I live in an off-campus apartment that's directly in front of the campus, so driving in, you would reach my apartment before you reach theirs. My friend Cash is a little too lenient and allows his other friends, let's call them the 4 Musketeers, to constantly run in and out of their space. I'm not from here, and it seems that that's common for the people in this area around here to just be running in and out of each other's crib with no warning, and that's a hell no for me, dog. That would get you shot in Miami. Yeah, I feel like literally down here, I don't know if it's because of the fear of crime or if it's just that damn heat. You don't keep that door opening and closing and just letting everybody know. No, you come inside, you stay inside. You go out, you stay out. Or maybe it's because it's college life and this is your first time learning about how to have that type of etiquette. You know what I mean? But hey. There were times where the 4 Musketeers would be hanging out in Cash's room without him there, which I find odd. But if Cash is okay with it, who am I to complain? Here's where stuff's getting weird. I called the other girls the Four Musketeers instead of 3 because one of them is technically not a part of that group, but is literally just like them. So if Musketeer 1 tells us one day, as we're smoking, that she doesn't mess with the other Musketeers like that because of secret animosity. Mind you, this is before I found out that all 4 of them don't like each other, but for some reason hang around each other all day, every day. So a Musketeer gets explaining, Musketeer 1 starts talking about Musketeer 4 don't like each other over a boy. I had to stop her in her tracks and get some details. So I asked her straight up, she don't like you, you don't like her. Why are y'all in each other's faces, smoking, drinking, partying with each other? Musketeer 1 tells me if she's not going to address it, then I'm not going to address it. There's really no way in hell I was sitting in a room with 3+ people. Me and JJ told them they need to... Okay, so what I think is going on here is you too old to be hanging out with these people. You too old to be hanging out with these people. And I get that's where, like, your dorm was at one point. But now that you're in the apartment, I'm going to need you to branch out. I'm going to need you to branch out. Because this is, like, they were just in high school yesterday. Like, you're not wrong. That was some dumb shit to be mad about. We need to cut them off. We need to be cordial. Hi, bye, how you doing? But we need to be cool with some people our age. So skip a month forward. It's now the end of September and drama still persists. I wanted to hang out with JJ. She told me that she and her cousin were planning to go to a pharmacy building to have a little study date. And I asked if I wanted to go along. We get our coffee. We actually get some work done. We're about an hour or 2 of peace before JJ gets a call from Musketeer number 1, who's screaming and crying, saying, I don't fuck with Cash. I don't fuck with Cash. Fuck that bitch. I hate that. Okay, girl, and what the fuck do you want me to do about it? So JJ calls Cash and asks what happened. Further context, Musketeer 1 was living with Cash for about a month because she didn't have housing. So Cash and Musketeer 1 were sharing this little ass room in the boys' dorm. And Musketeer 1's a trans girl. That's why. Because I'm like, how would they even get away with that? Musketeer number 1 had moved out of Cash's apartment about a week or 2 before this. So when we call Cash, he's telling us that he came back from class to Musketeer number 1 sitting at his desk with the window wide open in his room, saying that they climbed through the window. So Cash started going off on them. Like, you don't just break into somebody's room. Like, what is wrong with these people? They don't got no type of home training? Like, what campus is this? Y'all have a lot of freedoms going on. So since she does make it there, she's upset and she is explaining her side of things. Of course, Cash left out some things, but honestly, I don't care that he screamed at her. To make this portion short, once again, JJ told them both about themselves. Blah, blah, blah. These are people, y'all over here hooting and hollering. We're in this hall studying to be freaking doctors. Like, please exit stage left with your drama. After all that, JJ said they wanted to make some brownies. I said I don't even got the ingredients. But if you want to use my oven, because the apartments on campus don't have ovens, you're more than welcome to come over and make them. The important part about this so far, I have not invited anybody over because my room wasn't fully decorated. And these hoes keep having problems with each other, and I don't want that brought to my house. So JJ and Cash went to Walmart at 9 p.m. They tell me it's going to be 2 of them plus her cousin, which is fine with me. But then 10 minutes later, she says, Musketeer number 2 coming. And I'm like, okay. See, no, now we're adding people. That's what I said. No type of campus security. Where are the RAs? Like, hello? So when they arrive, it's just Cash, JJ, and Musketeer number 2. Once again, number 2 was just there to be there, was not contributing. She had asked if she could put her phone in my room to charge. Nope, she's gonna steal. She's gonna steal. And I said, sure. So she went back to the room and wasn't even participating. We decided to make slutty brownies. And the only thing she did was pour the brownie mix on top. So as we're waiting for the brownies to bake, I turn on a movie. The whole time we're trying to watch the movie, Musketeer number 2 is lying comfortably as fuck in my bed while talking on the phone to Musketeer number 3. Mind you, she doesn't even like that girl. See, that's not what bothers me. My thing is, okay, I know you're like going outwards and shit. Let's go inwards for a second. Why are we letting people, because I could tell you don't really like the Musketeers either. Why are we fucking with them? 1. 2, even if you're on some, okay, it's not that deep, you know, I'm just hanging with them. Your intuition's telling you something off about these girls. Why would you let one of them stay in your room? Okay. 3, you're not about to sit in my room the whole time until your phone charges up. You plug it up and then dip and then come with us. I need to watch you. I don't trust you like that. You've never been in my apartment. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my God. So we're trying to watch our movie, and all I hear is Musketeer number 3 on the phone screaming about how she doesn't like number 1, and we're all side-eyeing her because why is the hell your phone on full volume while we're trying to watch a movie? So the brownies are done. We told number 2 to come with us, but she stayed in the room. See, there is no you stay in the room. This is my house. Like, that's my room. Get the fuck out of my room. Like, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Like, you know what I'm saying? What the hell? So we even made a TikTok using the Medea audio, brownies for my brownie. Yeah, that's the video that I watched. And I was like, ooh, that's a thin line, girl. I probably wouldn't have done that. I'm not going to put it on the screen because it has their face, but I'm going to play the audio for y'all.
Brownies for my brownie. I made them myself.
What the hell you mean brownies for your brownie? You trying to call me black or something?
Brownie.
Okay. All right. So they made their little TikTok. Then Musketeer number 2 comes out of the room talking about we're leaving her out and we need to redo the TikTok. Mind you, half the brownies are already gone, babe. You should have came when we was calling you. So another thing, I have an ice machine in my room because I'm anemic. And when we walked into my room, I caught number 2 grabbing ice out of my machine. It took everything in me not to grab her and start doing her ass in. Being the mature adult I've been trying to be, I told her, I'm going to be nice, but make that your last cup of ice. Stop coming in here and touching my shit. And for some reason, she looked so surprised and upset that I said something, especially with as harsh as a tone as I did, because my new friends know me as calm and collected. The night girl, you know that shit about to come back up, right? They're going to make you out to be like Miss Billy, badass, bucked up, nuck if you buck. Watch. So that raggedy bitch, Musketeer number 2, had the audacity to lie her unwashed ass all over my bed, rolling all over the place. And when I say stench, I mean it was ranted. I had to disinfect my room like 10 times. I felt so disgusted. I ripped everything off my bed, washed it, deep cleaned my room at 3 a.m. Ugh. Damn, I called my best friend from back home and explained the situation to see if I'm tweaking, and she told me I'm 100% not tweaking. How did she smell that bad and y'all didn't like physically smell her in the room? Like what? I told my best friend, and we talk nearly every day, so she knows most of the lore of the 4 Musketeers, and because we had a childish-ass friend group at the end of high school, she constantly tells me I'd be better off limiting my friends. I knew what she was going to for the most part. What? I knew that she was going to, for the most part, agree with me and see where I'm coming from because we are damn near twins. As I'm typing this, I have not seen any of the Musketeers because my friends and I have gone home for the weekend, so I will not be seeing them for another few days. I don't necessarily know how to address this because I already know she's going to pretend she don't know what I'm talking about. I know for a fact I don't want to tell any of my other friends about it. I know there won't be. Okay, it's wrapping up, but I feel like I already know what I'm about to tell you about this. I feel like my time and space are constantly being disrespected. It was one thing for her to invite herself, but to lie your dirty ass in my bed, knowing you posted on Instagram in that outfit at 10 a.m. 12 hours ago is diabolical. My other friends washed their asses before they came here, so I don't understand why she couldn't do it. But anyways, please let me know how you guys would handle this. It's actually driving me insane thinking about it, but I know regardless of how I'm going to deal with it, my friends are probably going to start seeing me as a bit mean or violent, but oh well. I think I've been nice enough. Man. Love you, Naja and Tribe. Please let me know what y'all would do. And here's a picture of you. I already seen you in the video. So you're not wrong. You know what to do, and you low-key need to follow your own advice. The same way how you're like, oh my god, these girls are so goofy. Like, y'all all hate each other, and you still hang out with each other. Even before that dirty bitch put her poop stains all in your bed. You already didn't like her like that. The unfortunate thing about college is people tend to fraternize, right? So sometimes when you leave, when you don't want to fuck with a portion of the group, the whole group stops talking to you. But it seems like those 4 girls have already clicked up. And like, for example, that friend that you went to the library with, who you share the same major, you're all trying to be doctors. I don't see friends like that choosing the 4 Musketeers over you guys. But it seems like the 4 Musketeers are the party friends. Because how come whenever there's something going on, it's like, oh, we need to invite at least one of them there. And then it always seems like they're not interested in what y'all are doing and they're texting each other during these things. For all you know, when you bring it up, you could either be seen as mean or bitchy and like, damn, you trying to split us up, whatever. Or you could be seen as a person brave enough to actually speak up and be like, yeah, I don't like hanging out with them either. Like, I don't like the vibe. It's very catty, very dramaed out. I just don't want no drama. You never know. But it definitely is a 50-50 thing. The main thing I want to tell you, though, is that college is not... What did Jade say? It's not America's next top best friend. It's America's next top model, okay? So, like, college, you're going there to get your degree and your career and to make connections that will actually make you level up. College is about fraternizing. I'm not trying to hang out with the bitch that can't even wipe her ass 18 plus. I'm not trying to hang out with the bitch who can't even get housing to the point where you're over here dorming with Tom, Dick, and Sally. Like... Period. Let me see what you guys got to say. I'm not understand why the charger couldn't fall onto the living room. Me neither. Heavy on childish. Oh my days. No, definitely. Like, this shit is so played, bro. Like, I feel like you either need to get friends your age, like, which I don't see how it hasn't happened yet. Because even though they dormed you a certain place, whatever classes you're taking up should be other people with your major, or it could be you making up credits from the transfer. So I could see you still having to be in classes with them. I don't know, but I would still try to go get some peers that share the same majors. You know what I'm saying? Like, that fake energy is draining for everyone involved. Like, nobody... Yeah, I would just try to make some new friends. I agree with your bestie in Miami. Like, it's just not worth it. And then, like, what do the Musketeers bring to the table other than drama? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's my advice. Is just start over. Like, I wouldn't make it this big. Oh, I'm cutting this bitch off. I would just show up less and less. Like, oh, they're there. That's a little dramaed out. I'm not trying to do no drama. Like, they're very drama. Every time they're over here is drama. And then another thing I want to know, are your friends very, like, academics? Like, are they brainiacs? Like, well, I guess that would make the Musketeers the party friends then. Like, do they feel like, oh, we need to invite them so stuff could be happening? Because, like, why do we need everybody to come over and bake some fucking brownies? Like, why did we need... Like, I bet you if there was a bottle or a blunt up in there, Musketeer number 1 wouldn't have been in your room. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe join a club. I like that. And then you said the dorm had other transfers. Why weren't there any That's what I'm saying. Like... Because they're just on some real high school shit. And you're clocking it. But I feel like because you deep down want some entertainment yourself, you've been sticking it out. And then finally something happened to where you're like, oh, this ain't gonna work. And now you're like, okay, I'm not trying to do this no more, right? But yeah, heavy on focus on making friends who share your drive. It's definitely... Have I done a video on Clarissa Shields? I've done a few on my podcast. And as a few, I mean like under 5, like not too much. But yeah, go look on my podcast channel. I got some things about Clarissa Shields and her man and her man's ex and all that crap. But that is all I got for you guys today. For the Tribe Tea, where's my ticker at? Do I have the ticker? No. Well, if you guys want to send in your stories, I do have my email in the description. Make sure you guys censor your receipts. Keep it cute. Please don't trauma dump on me, okay? Yes, messy friends are messy until they aren't, or messy friends are fun until it isn't, right? Like, it's just not. And then the older you get, the more you have to lose. It's just like not cute anymore. It gets to a certain age. But yeah, if you guys want to send in your stuff, I really appreciate you all hitting up my inbox, because for a second there, it was slowing down. I'm still open to more entries, so please send it in. Please try to keep it a little bit on the condensed side. Like, we were barely able to get through 4 today, because it gets long. But yeah, that's it. Make sure you guys like the live on your way out. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to YouTube, Twitch, everybody. Thank you so much for all the support. Please go on my vlog channel and watch my EDC Orlando vlog, okay? I finally feel rested and energized after that trip, but that is why I did not upload last week. So please go over there. I also had a vlog from Halloween. I saw a few of you guys did watch that. And then I will be live on Friday for my podcast to do new topics. So if you guys want me to talk about anything, like how somebody was just like, hey, what do you think about Clarissa Shields? Go join my Patreon and you'll see all of that stuff, okay? Be safe, guys. Love ya. Talk to you soon. Bye.